Okay, so I'm going to show you how to become an observer for your student in Canvas. So first off, you want to go to mccormick.laramie1.org. Go to the McCormick website. Over here where it says LCSD1 links, you're going to want to click on Canvas. Now before you can set up the parent guardian of a student, you need to have your student log in into their current Canvas account, because we need to get a pairing code first. So once we're logged in to the student account, if you go over here to account, click on settings, then over here on the right hand side you're going to see pair with observer. You're going to need a code. So you're going to click on this. You're going to want to write this code down right here. It's going to be different every time you click on it, and this code is good for 7 days. But once you pair with your student, you'll see all of their classes. Okay, so once you have this, you're good to go. You can close out of this. We'll log out, actually, would be quicker. Log out. You can close this window. Go back to the McCormick site. Click on Canvas again. But now instead of going to the student account, you're going to go to the parent guardian of a student. Now the first time that this pops up, you're going to want to click on Parent of Canvas User. Click here for an account. So if you've never set up an account, you're going to click right here. It's going to give you a prompt window. You're going to fill out your name, your email, password, or password, and then the student pairing. This is the code that we had just written down. We're going to copy and paste it here, or if you'd written down, you just write it down. Fill out our information, and it's going to bring you to an observer page. Now if you have multiple students, you're going to have to go into each of their accounts, get a separate pairing code, and then I'm going to show you how to add those once you're in. You can go ahead and log in now that you've created your pairing code. Once you're logged in, depending on how many children you have in the school district, it will determine how many Canvas courses are present on your dashboard. So the main kind of guide, I guess, is this left-hand column. You have your account, and like I said before, if you click on observing right here, you are able to add additional students. So if you have, like in this case, I have 3 children all in the district, and I had to get separate pairing codes for each. So they logged into their account. I went to the pair with an observer, copied that code, pasted in here, and then the students are listed here. So when you go back to the dashboard, one trick that we've learned to help manage all of the courses, so on each course you can click on these 3 little dots in the top right hand corner, and you can give a new nickname. So you could name this your child's class. This is his 3rd grade class, and then I could change the color to basically group all of his courses as the same color. And again, when you change this, you're just changing your view. You're not changing your child's view on his Canvas page or the teacher's. You're just basically shading over yours. So you could go through all these. You could rename them. You could name them, associated with the class, give them a nickname, and you can go through here and do this for all of them. You can make them consistent per child. This seems to help. Plus another trick is you can grab these and you can move them, so you can group them because they're kind of all randomly placed. So you could group them. You can see here I have them color coded green, orange, and blue, all based on my individual children and what their courses are, so I have access to them. Another thing that you can see over here on the right hand side, you have upcoming assignments, and then you also could view grades. Now the grades are listed chronologically by the students or your children's that you're following alphabetically. You can click on those to see the grades and so forth. Another thing that you can do that you would probably want to do is when you go back to your main account, go to notifications. In notifications, this will determine how often you, the parent, gets notified. So if you look up here on the top, there's a quick guide. So there's a check mark means notify me right away. This little clock icon sends daily summaries at the end of the day. Or the calendar is a send a weekly summary. Or an X is do not send me anything. So you can go down through here like a due date. If a teacher assigns an assignment, puts a due date, do you want to be notified every time right away? Well, you could click X, or a check mark, a check. If you just want to find out the end of the day or the end of the month, this would determine those right in here. If you don't want to be notified at all, then you would click the X. So certain things, of course, you'd probably want to be notified, maybe due dates, assignments, and so forth. But you can go down the list. You have course activities, discussions, conversations, scheduling, appointments, conferences. If you want to set up a time to conference with the teacher, be notified in this instance. So another thing that you can do, that you might want to do once you've set all of your notification requirements, and again, these will come, well, for one, that you'll get notified via email. And number two, if you happen to have downloaded the app on your phone, the iOS, or if you have an Android, you can get the app the same. It's a Canvas app. There's three choices for apps. There's a teacher app, there's a student app, and then there's a parent app. So if you get the parent app, you would get notified via there if you have notifications turned on as well. But what I was going to say is most students, what they do, and parents, I guess, once they get used to this, if you want to see a quick snapshot of what's due, if you click on the calendar, it's color coded. You can see I had color coded on my dashboard over here. It carries those colors over to the calendar, which is really nice and handy, because all the green, that's one of my kids. The orange is another kid, and then of course I have a third, which would show up in the blue. And for some reason, oh, here you go, here they're showing up down here. So if a student submits it and gets the assignment done, it basically is removed from here because it's not on your to-do list. And there's other check marks you can check over here to see and eliminate if you want to see those or don't you. So that's kind of nice that you can control that. So again, the calendar, the dashboard, and then some of the account settings, notifications, and so forth, and what you're observing. Another thing people like to use is the inbox. So if you want to send a message to a teacher, you could send to one of the courses. You could send a message to the teacher of that course. You could drop down menu here and select them. Or if you get a message from the teacher, this is where they would show up. It would also send you a copy via email that you could respond from your email as well. But if you want to do it all from within Canvas itself, you certainly can. So hopefully this helps, gives you some kind of idea how to observe your child through Canvas. And you're just an observer. You can't affect their assignments or grades. You basically just get to see what's due and what they've done and what they've completed.